Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to choose the top 5 games of 2023. In a year filled with great games for all genres, it wasn't easy to find the winners, but let the epic and unforgettable adventures begin. Entry number 5, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Ready to see the game over screen countless times as you train to become the best mech pilot in the world. Then, From Software, the creators of Elden Ring, one of the best games ever created, brings you this great game where multiple genres collide as Armored Core 6 is all at once an adventure, shooter, platformer, and fighting game. You'll experience building your mech and going on missions for the first time, and that feeling can't be replicated. This mecha-based game allows you to fight in what's a heavily customizable mech unit, sometimes adjusting it mid-battle to help you gain an advantage. If you're a fan of From Software and mecha-style battles, be sure to grab this title. Entry number 4, Baldurs Gate 3. Baldurs Gate 3 has defied the odds and surpassed all expectations, emerging as the best RPG in quite some time, offering something for everyone. This RPG masterpiece is an extraordinary showcase of player agency and choice, faithfully replicating the Dungeons & Dragons experience like no other. It grants players the freedom to approach scenarios in virtually any way imaginable, allowing them to craft their own tale while engaging with a myriad of memorable characters. Despite its mechanical complexity, the game remains approachable, often delivering visually stunning moments and maintaining a consistently gripping narrative. Baldurs Gate 3 stands as a unique gaming experience, a surprise hit that has taken the gaming community by storm and is a strong contender for Game of the Year. It represents a massive RPG adventure that proves even those unaccustomed to the genre might find themselves deeply engrossed. The game is a sprawling adventure where player choices and consequences make a genuine impact, creating a sense of danger that will keep players enthralled throughout. Beyond leaving players to ponder moment-to-moment consequences, Larian takes a more mature narrative approach, exploring themes of domination, submission, and freedom that linger with players. The origin characters serve as exemplary embodiments of these themes. Combat is a pivotal factor that may determine the game's appeal, and Baldurs Gate 3 delivers brilliantly. Engaging encounters, characterized by turn-based tactical gameplay, are animated with care and provide a wealth of options for well-rounded parties. Baldurs Gate 3 now reigns as the new RPG monarch, demanding homage with its unprecedented depth and detail. While the gameplay pace might not suit everyone, it's impossible not to be impressed by the sheer scope of this adventure. Larian Studios' latest creation is an epic in the true sense, a game capable of consuming your life for days, weeks, months, or even years if you choose to fully embrace its brilliance. Entry number 3, Resident Evil 4 Remaster. Before you dive into a wave of nostalgia, it's important to note that this isn't the Resident Evil 4 of 2005. Instead of opting for a faithful shot-for-shot remake, Capcom has undertaken a truly transformative approach. Unafraid to discard what didn't work, they've put their own creative spin on everything, from the story to level design to vastly improved combat. In this stellar revisit to one of the most iconic titles in the Resident Evil series, Capcom delivers everything you could want and more. The Resident Evil 4 remake has earned praise as a standout entry in the series for a reason. By retaining the charm of the original and introducing fitting improvements, both new and seasoned players are sure to relish in this title. A ground-up remake of the Capcom classic Resident Evil 4 Remake follows Leon Kennedy's quest to rescue the president's daughter from a perilous cult. With new control schemes, an expanded narrative delving deeper into the Resident Evil lore, and modernized graphics that transform the way you perceive and experience this well-known story and game. In this stellar revisit to one of the most iconic titles in the Resident Evil series, Capcom delivers everything you could want and more. The question remains, will you save the president's daughter? Entry number 2, Final Fantasy XVI, Undoubtedly, any compilation of the finest PS5 games would be incomplete without acknowledging one of the most significant exclusive launches on the PlayStation 5 this year, Final Fantasy XVI, a game that truly demonstrates the series' vast potential. Square Enix drew inspiration from a range of sources, such as Game of Thrones and Devil May Cry, for this groundbreaking installment. Departing from the series' norm, it introduces a lone protagonist, Clive, a swordsman thrust into the struggle of freedom, fighters amidst warring kingdoms, vying for magical resources, crystals, and the humans capable of harnessing their power. Final Fantasy summons are reimagined as larger-than-life icons, supernatural entities capable of decisively influencing battles, and they are alternately revered or enslaved by different kingdoms. While Final Fantasy has traditionally been renowned for its innovative turn-based RPG gameplay, this latest entry departs from that identity, embracing a frenetic character action style, complete with combos and aerial maneuvers. It represents a new direction for the Final Fantasy series that demands to be experienced. With Final Fantasy XVI, it feels like the series has found a renewed focus. This project was executed with a clear vision, evident in the impressive cinematic storytelling and the highly commendable combat system. As the credits rolled, the sense of having undergone a memorable and emotional journey was palpable, leaving a bittersweet feeling upon its conclusion, a sentiment that epitomizes what completing a Final Fantasy game should be. Final Fantasy XVI unfolds a truly compelling narrative, ranking among the most emotionally impactful plots in contemporary gaming. This is further accentuated by cinematic action sequences that rival even the grandeur of God of War III. The spectacle presented is unprecedented, and as the narrative unfolds, it continually strives to surpass itself on the "is this really happening?" scale. In simple terms, the score is exceptional, an orchestral odyssey that enhances every cutscene, location, and battle. In a word, it's immense. Final Fantasy XVI is a breathtaking epic of extraordinary proportions, standing as the pinnacle of cinematic spectacle in modern games. Its frequently gripping and emotional narrative is matched only by its outstanding combat system, making it an essential play for enthusiasts of action RPGs. Both Final Fantasy XVI and Final Fantasy VII Remake stand out as the best single-player Final Fantasy experiences in over a decade, and we cannot wait for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to be released. Before we reveal the number one, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and ring the bell to stay connected. Entry number one, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is an excellent sequel and the greatest superhero game ever made.
Marco, why today? I'm so getting fired.
The story expertly balances a variety of moods and emotions. The core cast brings the same sense of earnest honesty as the previous games, which leads to intimate moments and meaningful stakes. The supporting characters do an excellent job of playing off each lead's circumstances. All you really need to know is that Peter and Miles find themselves pulled and stretched by the sudden arrival of Kraven, an immensely strong hunter who's targeting NYC's assortment of superpowered people in search of someone to match his prowess. On top of all that, the symbiote complicates matters dramatically, eventually leading to the appearance of Venom. The game is full of truly chaotic sequences as well as brilliant set pieces and boss battles. The work that Insomniac's team of artists has done here is simply breathtaking, providing easily the best depiction of New York City ever committed to a video game, and one that is so evocative of the real thing. Insomniac has fully utilized the power of the PlayStation 5 in ways we may have yet to see. Graphically, this game is a masterpiece. The city itself looks and feels more alive. Navigating through New York as Spider-Man is one of gaming's greatest pleasures. Now better than ever with the addition of web wings, which can be used to quickly travel long distances and are a blast to use. The combat has been greatly improved, making this sequel much superior to the original, is both more streamlined and more challenging. Spider-Man 2 is the best game of 2023 in a year, full of great games, and where anyone could be first. And these are, for us, the best games of 2023. If any of your favorites didn't make the list, put them in the comments and tell us what your top 5 favorite games of 2023 are. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and ring the bell to stay connected. See you soon.